Happy Friday! Making sure my volume's all the way up. I'm Jennifer from the Somerset County Family Community Health Sciences, and we're here today to talk about deviled eggs. Now, deviled eggs in my family, everybody loves them. Everybody loves my mom's deviled eggs. There has not been a barbecue, a picnic, any occasion where she doesn't bring her deviled eggs and they are gone. You have to grab them as soon as they come out because they will be gone. And I asked her what her recipe was, and she just doesn't put anything fancy in it, doesn't even really measure. It's just the simple ingredients of the classic deviled egg, mayonnaise, Dijon mustard, and the egg yolk. And so before we get going making a classic deviled egg, I'm going to show you some ideas to bring flavor and fun into the deviled eggs. I wanted to talk about the history, kind of like where did the name come from, where did deviled eggs even come from? And it actually traces back to ancient Rome, where they would boil eggs and then dip it in a spicy sauce. So the term deviled comes from the spiciness or the spicy sauces that are used. But depending on the area of the world, they may call them stuffed eggs, they may call them dressed eggs, and they certainly are dressed with flavor. And then after, in Spain, they actually would carve out the yolk, stuff it with herbs like cilantro and things like onion juice, and put the egg back together with a stick, probably like a toothpick. So they actually had the whole egg and it was stuffed inside with all that goodness. I'm sure it was delicious. And then it kind of, by the 15th century, it was all over Europe. People were loving these stuffed eggs. Sometimes they would even take them, stuff them, and fry them. But it really didn't get popular, the classic deviled eggs in the United States, until the 1940s. That was when mayonnaise actually became commercialized. So once mayonnaise was something that households would have and it would be available in food stores, then it was the craze of deviled eggs. So the classic deviled eggs we're gonna make first. And to hard boil your eggs, how I do it, I just grab a pot, I put my eggs in a pot, fill it with water about 1 inch above the eggs, put it on the stove until it gets like a rolling boil. Then remove it from the stove, put a cover on it, and I let it sit for 12 minutes. Then immediately I take it out and I put it in a bowl. I love the stainless steel bowls because they really, they keep cold. So it's ice water filled with lots of ice. The bowl is really cold and it kind of shocks the eggs. Now, the trick, and if you have a hack that works for you, definitely put it in the comments. I'm kind of embarrassed on how my hard-boiled eggs came out when I peeled them. It's almost like when you peel them and it just comes off so easily, you get so happy. So I had one egg that happened to. It's like beautifully and smooth, but the rest of them, it was all the little shells and they're not that attractive, but that's okay because they're still gonna be delicious. So I know one trick is maybe they were fresh because you don't want to use, it's great if you're going to make hard-boiled eggs to use eggs that are closer to the expiration date, that are like a little older, but so maybe these were too fresh. So to save time, I've already peeled and halved my egg. What you're going to do is this was the nice pretty one, I just sliced it in half, dumped out the yolk, and I have them all on a tray here. So then for classic deviled eggs, we're just gonna mash the yolks with some mayonnaise. And again, it's hard to say a precise measurement. The eggs that I have 8 eggs here, but I might only dress 12 of them, 12 halves, because sometimes you really wanna really fill it. So this is about 1/3 of a cup. So I'm going to kind of fill about that, really judging my eyeball. I'm just going to use 2 big scoops of mayonnaise to start with because you're better off going less and then adding more ingredients if you need to when you test the flavor. If you put too much mayo, you can't take that out and go back. And then I love using Dijon mustard because it gives it that tang. There are recipes out there that use regular mustard, but definitely try it with the Dijon. So we're going to do a nice heaping teaspoon of that. And then just a little bit of pepper. You could use salt. I'm just even leaving the salt out because you get the flavor from the mayo. And just mash it up with a fork. Keep mashing. So if your kids are in the kitchen and they are helping you cook, mashing this up would be fun for them. They could grab the fork and they can just practice their mashing skills. So I'm going to show you the classic, and then I have a lot of toppings here, and even an avocado that was ready to be eaten. So I made up a version of guacamole last night, actually this morning, just a guacamole, an avocado, some lime juice. I didn't even add garlic to it. Okay, so this is nice and mashed. I'm just going to taste it. Nice and creamy. I think it's good. I taste the tang from the Dijon mustard. It is a little thick, so I'm just going to add a tiny bit more of the mayo. Now, if you want to go a healthier version, you can try substituting plain Greek yogurt for the mayo. That still will give it the tanginess, it still will give it the creaminess. So here's a trick to stuff them. You can definitely take your spoon and kind of plop it on your eggs, but to be neater, okay, I have just a glass and a Ziploc bag. So you just put your Ziploc bag in your glass and you fill the bag with your egg mixture. Getting with a spatula to get all that goodness. All right, we'll start here. Okay, bring it to a corner and just kind of twist it around a little bit. Bring it to a corner, and I'm going to just cut the corner off. And then you have your little pipe, so you can grab an egg and you can fill it. Just like that. Okay, so we'll do a few because I want to show you some toppings that you can put on your egg. And that's why it's nice to make extra eggs than what you need, because first of all, an egg might crack in the boiling process or get destroyed when you're peeling it. But second, I tend to think you need a little bit more filling than the yolk that comes with the egg is. So if you want to put out, you know, a dozen egg halves, make more than 6. Okay, these look good. This is going to be so good. And again, this is a great appetizer. It's a great, you know, snack. Okay, just going to squeeze this down a little bit more so it comes out. And eggs are a great source of protein. I like my eggs any kind, anyway. Hard boiled, deviled, scrambled. Okay. And I can fill, I have a little bit more I'm going to fill, but I just want to show you how we're going to decorate them. Okay, so the classic deviled egg is using paprika. So we can take a few here and just sprinkle some paprika on top. Just like that. And you can leave it plain like that. If you want to dress it up even more, you can take maybe like a green mini olive with the orange pimento and place it on top. You could take, I love these little sliced jalapenos. We love them for nachos. You can place one right on top. If you like your deviled eggs with a kick, in your mixture, you can put a dash of hot sauce. And you can mix that all up so when you take a bite of that creamy deviled egg, you're getting some heat. Then we have garnishes. I had turkey bacon, so I just fried some up. So we could sprinkle some bacon on. I have dill weed. That also, if you want the pop of color on your deviled egg. And I love dill. Dill is great. And I also had some scallions that I had chopped up. I'm going to put the scallions with the bacon. So how nice How nice does that look? The scallions and turkey bacon. And then that one just has dill on it. And then I have some open shell. So here, like I said, I had an avocado that was like ready to be eaten. So I just put an avocado and some lime juice. Okay, that's when you have those extra shells, the extra white part, you can just top them. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? And you know what? This is a cute idea. Since we're talking about fun things for kids to eat, I think it's March 1st. I think that first week of March is Read Across America. And they do that in honor of Dr. Seuss's birthday. So what is Dr. Seuss's classic book, right? Green Eggs and Ham. So you can make up some ham and you can make up some guacamole and put it in your eggshell, and you have some green eggs for your family to celebrate Dr. Seuss's birthday. So how cute is that? So you can leave them plain, or why not add more bacon? You can add the turkey bacon because that's leaner to that. So it's just, I have such a variety here. It's just so fun. I'm going to take a picture and I'll post that in the comments. But really the classic, there's really not a recipe. It's just mayonnaise and a little bit of Dijon mustard and a little bit of salt or pepper, or like you said, then you add in your spices. I know in the South, it's very big to add relish or pickles in with the mixture. So if you love pickles, you have a little jar of relish, put a scoop in there, so inside the mixture, you have those bits of pickles or relish, so when you take a bite, you get that sweetness. So if you have a favorite flavor, share it in the comments with us. Otherwise, have a great weekend and have fun experimenting with your deviled eggs.